Hello, everyone, and welcome again to our Value Experience Daily Tip. It is a lovely day. God is good, and we're thankful for life, for health, for strength. I'm Dr. Jozelle Miller here in lovely St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yesterday was Emancipation Day, and I know a lot of persons celebrated freedom, emancipation from colonialism, and all of these good things. But today I want to ask the question, how free are you? Because I think too often we think that freedom only exists because there are no visible shackles. So there are no handcuffs, there are no chains, there are no ropes, there's, no physical shackles or imprisonment that we are seeing. But how many of us are still imprisoned psychologically, emotionally, mentally, and in otherwise, even financial imprisonment? How many of us are mindful of the choices that we are making every day that will cause us to feel imprisoned, that would have allowed us not to be able to live to our best and fullest potential? How many of us are mindful of our own integrity, that speaks of what happens behind closed doors, that we are thinking that because we are free to do anything at any time, because we are grown, that we do not live the best of lives, and we make certain choices that would then cause our character to go in disrepute? How many of us are only mindful to be at our best or excellent when others are looking? So if you go on the job and the boss man is there, then you make sure that you do what you need to do. But if the boss man steps out, then suddenly it's a free-for-all. We're on a break. We're not doing anything. Is that freedom? How many of us are, in shackles as it relates to our finances? That repeatedly we're in debt after debt after debt, and we can't seem to get a break in terms of our own financial freedom. And it is not just because we might be making minimal in terms of our wages, our salaries, but in terms of the choices made and how we are spending or being stewards of whatever we have. How many of us are still imprisoned with the notion of, being a people pleaser, that I need to make sure everybody is happy with me, and by doing that and by trying to fit into every space and making sure that everyone else is good with us, then we are losing the essence of who we are. Our identity disappears. How many of us are at a place where we are literally unable to stand on our own 2 feet because our mind has not been released? We are very highly dependent on what every other person thinks or wants us to do or wants us to be, that we have not liberated ourselves. I want persons to understand that freedom goes way beyond obvious shackles, but rather it is a mental state of mind. It is a place in your mind. It's a psychological understanding as to who you are, where you're at, where you're heading. It is understanding your past, appreciating your present, and navigating towards your future. I'm mindful of this particular story that I heard once about a guy, a farmer really, who had an elephant from from babe. And as the elephant was growing, the elephant just simply, whenever he has to travel, he would put one little rope on the elephant's foot. Just one little rope, because the elephant was quite small at that time. So even as the elephant was growing up, he never changed the rope. So now the elephant was this big, massive animal, this big, powerful animal. And one of his friends said to him, how is it the elephant doesn't move? The elephant isn't trying to break the fence down or to just simply move away from where it's at. And the farmer says, because in its mind, that rope is still quite big. Even though the elephant is now bigger than the rope, and literally just by doing its foot like that, it could rip everything down from the fence. The elephant is not mindful of that. And some of us are not mindful of how powerful we are. Because for too long we have been indoctrinated, too long we have been socialized or taught to belittle ourselves or not to, basically acknowledge our greatness. Because by doing that, other persons might feel threatened. So a lot of people have tried over and over to keep us in shackles mentally and emotionally so that they can have the power over us. But I want to tell you today, there is greatness within you. And examine the freedom that you feel you have. Examine all of the different variables and parameters and the boundaries, and to see whether or not you have basically cased yourself in situations and scenarios that you have the power to break free and to break out. If you're constantly doing the things over and over and over again, the same cycles are repeating in your life, perhaps you're not as free as you're thinking that you are. And it is important for us to understand that we are the ones who can set ourselves free. Just as the elephant has the power and didn't know, you have the power and you need to tap into that as well. Okay? So that's it, guys. Just something for your consideration. Have a blessed day. Be great. Be wonderful. Touch someone's life in a positive way. Be an inspiration, first to yourself, then to someone else. Tomorrow, Heart to Heart Radio 705. I will not be on this platform, but if it be the will of the Lord, I'll be back here on Friday morning. Okay? And remember, guys, for those of you, well, I'm just going to put it as an announcement that it will be happening because I'm not sure if we still have any tickets or any seats left. But the Unstuck Conference, August 12th, Sunset Shores, that is definitely the place to be. It is going to be phenomenal. And not just because I'm the organizer or one of the speakers, but I know what the other speakers are bringing, and I know it is going to be impactful and life-changing. So, just something for you to consider. If you still may be interested and we can squeeze anyone in, please let me know. Let me see what can be worked out. So, have a blessed day. Take care. Much love. Bye-bye.